Hello students, welcome to Fun Scholar, and today we are going to study the chapter integers, and it will be beneficial for class 7 students of CBSE board. Okay, so let's start. So integers, and here you can see that we are having the blinkings of numbers like just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from this you may know it, and if you don't know, so integers are basically numbers, but what kind of numbers? So this chapter will tell us that which numbers will be considered as integers and what and how can we solve the questions regarding integers. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let us start the introduction here. So in this chapter we will going to learn that introduction of integers, properties, how we operate multiplications with the integers, properties of multiplication, division and division of integers. So first of all, we start from that these all are natural numbers. Why? Because these numbers can be counted naturally, or these kind of numbers we can easily quantify in nature. Just like we in this room we have 3 tube lights, so there are 3 will quantify the number of tube lights in this room. Okay, we have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears. So these things are naturally which are countable and can be found in the nature naturally. So these are natural numbers, we generally note it like this. Okay, but what about zeros? Just like 10, 20, in all natural numbers 0 comes naturally, but what about the number 0? Yes, 0 we try to quantify 0 with empty. Okay, when the room is empty or anything is empty, we used to refer 0 as that empty number. Okay, though 0 is a bigger number or a bigger like a concept, okay, which was invented by Aryabhatta, and we all, everybody maybe know all the stories about it. Okay, but when 0 added to these natural numbers set, so it has become the whole numbers. Okay, but what about whole numbers? Include 0, 1, 2, 3 and all these numbers. But what about the minus numbers? Okay, just like you can see that the temperature of Greenland is minus 18 degree. Yes, in the measurement of temperature we used to include negative numbers as well. We all know that in 0 degree temperature the water freezes and becomes ice. But what about the temperature of North Pole, or what about the temperature of the western countries in winter? Yes, those countries in winter takes almost the negative temperature. It starts from -1 and it can goes up to -80 degree even in the Siberian regions. Okay, so this is the practical examples where minus numbers or minus natural numbers are included. So how we can count those minus natural number? Yes, that's for that reason we want to study the integers. Okay, so this is the practical examples that why we need integers or how we can use integers in our regular life. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, count and tell me how many footballs are there. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 footballs, and we can count it naturally. So this is the representation of a natural number. This is a representation of natural number. Okay, so you started counting from 1 digit, right? And 1, right? There are 4 footballs. The counting numbers are called natural numbers, which I have told it before, and natural numbers are denoted by n. Yes, you can denote it by writing just n or drawing n like this. This is called the representation of set of natural numbers. Okay, when 0 is added to the set of natural numbers, then it will be called as the whole numbers. Okay, someone denote whole number as like this, W with a bar. Okay, and the list goes on. Okay, so what is integers? Ever imagined if the temperature of a place goes below 0 degree, then how can you represent that? Yes, these are negative numbers which are less than 0. Okay, just like this, -3, -2, -1. These all are negative numbers which are less than 0, and we include that in the set of integers, and that's why we are studying integers. Okay. So, and talking about negative numbers, which I have told that temperature is a basic use of a basic place where we use negative numbers. And talking about negativity, you can watch your parents' passbook. Okay, though banks in these days, banks doesn't include that minus sign that much more. They even the mobile operators used to negatively quantify the numbers, just like balance, for balance purposes. Banks also, banks and mobile companies also used negative numbers in before, but they don't use it now. But you can also tell me that borrowing and lending is a place where negative numbers are basically used too much times. Okay. So, taking it a note that this diagram show that the relationship between the different families of number system. Okay. So, in the number system family, we have already studied the natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, when we are adding 0 into it, it becoming whole numbers, and when we are adding negative numbers into it, then it is becoming integers, or the negative natural numbers into it, it is becoming integers. This can be represented as like this Venn diagram. Okay. So, let us go to the next one. Okay. This is also a practical use of negative numbers. We always take in nature the sea level as a 0 point. You may have seen that so many stations write these things in the station. Okay, like if you travel by express train, and you can observe this is written in any station's name. Okay, in name board this is can be written. This means MSL means mean sea level. That means that, and it followed by a number like 85. That means that that station is located or situated above 85 meters of the sea level. So you can generally tell that sea levels are generally at 0. Okay, so if a crow is flying 50 meters above the sea level and a submarine is going 70 meters down the sea level, so that submarine is going minus 70 meters. So that submarine is going minus 70 meters. Okay, so this can we tell perfectly. Okay, the next one. So you have already knew about the number line. So here they have drawn a number line. Draw a number line, then mark 0 at the middle. Yes, we have did it. To the right of the 0 mark positive integers, and to the left 0 marks negative integers. We all know that, and this line will go up to plus infinity to minus infinity. Okay, so these will be called as the negative integers, and these will be called as the positive integers. And 0 is neither negative or neither positive, but 0 is also integers. Okay, so go on, and you maybe you guys are studying number line from class 6. Okay, and this is a easy concept, and we will try to solve sums also using this concept. Okay, the next one. Next one is multiplication of natural numbers. So let's watch a video. Okay, I am not going to play all the videos in this class, but we will just watch those videos which will be important one. Okay, so Okay, so from this video we have learned that how can we use number line for multiplication as well. So from the childhood or since the childhood we have learned that multiplication is actually the repeated addition. Okay, so just like this video also has two more parts, but I am not playing it here because we have already more or less we have already learned about the multiplication only. So multiplication is the repeated addition. We all know that from since the childhood. Multiplication of a positive integer and a negative integer. So here we will try to do this. So when minus 4 is multiplied by 2, so we already know that if I multiply 5 with 2, the answer will be 10. And why we are writing 10? Because multiplication is actually repeated addition, like adding 5 with 5 will give us 10. Okay, so what about the negative numbers? Okay, so here we have, if I take a negative number like minus 8 and multiply it with 2, so this is actually adding minus 8 with minus 8, and we know plus and minus multiplies and becomes minus. So minus 8 and minus 8 will give us minus 16. So now you can tell me that this is actually the normal 8 into 2, which was giving us 16, and here when we are doing this like multiplying minus 8 with 2, it will also give us minus 16. Only the difference is minus will also preoccupy the place and will become minus 16. Okay, so here they have also did this same for the minus 4 with multiplying by 2. Okay, so it has become minus 4 plus minus 4 and the answer will be minus 8. So if we try to understand it better with the number line, so what it will say? So first I have to go 4 steps from here to here. Okay, it will be minus 4, then we have to go further more 4 steps in the negative side of the number line. So it will go from here to here. Okay, so how many steps I took from 0 to minus 8? So total 8 steps and 8 steps in the negative side, so I am writing it like minus 8. Okay, so this is the actual representation of the multiplication with the negative numbers in the number line. Okay, got it? Let's go further. Okay, this one is also like the same. Okay, multiplication of two negative integers. So when minus 4 is multiplied by minus 50. Okay, when we are multiplying two negative integers, the result is always positive. So here they tried to multiply minus 5 with minus 4, with minus 2, and the answer will be 10. So let's try it with different numbers like minus 8 multiplied by minus 5. What will be the answer? We will multiply these two numbers like natural way. 5 8s are 40, and we know that minus minus becomes plus. Okay, so that's why we are doing this one. Multiplication of more than two negative numbers. This will also follow the same process, like multiplying 63 with 3 will give us maybe 189. Okay, and minus minus will be plus. Then we will multiply 189 with 24 minus. So this will give us this number 4536, and plus minus multiplied by and becomes minus. So we are writing this number. Okay. If there are odd numbers of negative numbers, then the result is negative. If there are even number of negative numbers, then the result is positive. Okay. So this is actually, if we are multiplying two negative numbers which is even, so the result will be positive. Okay, or the sign will be positive, Okay, and if we are multiplying just like 5, 8, 2, 1 and maybe minus 10. Okay, there are 5 negative numbers. So this one is odd. So these odd, if we multiply, odd numbers or so many odd numbers, so then answer will be, the sign of the answer will be negative. Like 5 8s are 40, 42s are 80, 80 and 10s are 800, and 800 and 1s are 800. So the answer will be minus 800. Okay, so this is like a shortcut method to memorize, or little bit of mental calculation which will be beneficial for us. Okay, now we will talk about the properties. Okay, the first one is closure property. When we multiply two integers, we get another integer. For example, like this, and we already know that closure property is basically the operations which keeps the answer in that set itself. It is the actual meaning of the closure property. Like if we are multiplying two numbers or additioning or adding two numbers, so the answer will be that from that set of numbers itself. Just like for the integers, 5 is also an integer, minus 4 is also an integer, the answer 20 will also be an integer. Okay, so this follows for the multiplication and addition as well. Just like if we add 5 plus minus 5, the answer will be 0, and 0 is an integer. Okay, so this is actually the closure property, and for like all kind of numbers we need to check these properties like closure properties, associative property, commutative property, identity and inverse. These 5 properties we almost check with the every numbers, be it rational numbers, be it integers, be it natural numbers, and the list goes on. Okay. The next one we will study about the commutative property. So I have already told so many times, if you have forgotten, then I am telling it again, that commute means going somewhere, going here to somewhere, or going somewhere. Okay, so this is the actual meaning, or this is actual way of memorizing the commutative property. Like if I write like this, A into B, and if I write like this, B into A, these both are the same. Okay, we are just changing the sides, or numbers are commuting from one place to another place. Okay, for example, 14 into minus 2 will give us minus 28, which is the same as multiplying minus 2 with 14. Okay, if we multiply these two numbers just by placing or changing the place of these two numbers, the answer will be same. Okay, so multiplication is commutative for integers. Okay, Now we will check all the properties with respect to all the operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and so on. Okay, multiplication of integers. Okay, this is the third part of the video, we don't need to play it. Okay, and multiplication of integers using the number line, the representation will be like this. Like if we multiply 3 with minus 5, the answer will be minus 50, and this is actually adding minus 5 3 times, and this will also follow for any kind of number. Okay, multiplication on number line, perform repeated addition. Okay, this one is also true for multiplication for any numbers. Okay, let's go further. Okay, multiplication of integers. Okay, we have already discussed about it. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 integers. If all are, this one is positive, this one is negative, negative, positive, negative. Okay, here we have 3 negative numbers, so the answer will be negative. Just we have discussed it about that if the number of negative integer is odd, and 3 is an odd number, is an odd number, so the answer will also be negative. And here 4 is an even number, so that's why the answer will be positive. Okay, if negative integers odd in number, the product will be negative, and if negative integers even in number, product will be positive. Okay, the next one, associative. Now we will going to discuss about the associative property. As we have seen the associativity of addition, like that multiplication is associative for integers. There are 3 numbers, 54, minus 32 and 16. Properties of multiplication of integers, as we can see above, the grouping 2 numbers and then multiplying by third number, the product is same. Okay, so the last one was the question, and they are trying to verify it by doing some operations. Okay, multiplicative identity for any integer a into 1 is equals to a. Examples: 5 into 1 giving us 5, and minus 33 into 1 giving us minus 33. Multiplication of a number with 0. When we multiply any integer by 0, the result is 0. For any integer a into 0 is equals to 0. Okay, now tell me what will be the answers of all this. Like 68 into 0, we already know that 0 multiplied by any number gives us the result 0 itself, so the answer will be 0. And 87 into 1 will be 87. Minus 876 into 1 will be minus 876 itself. Okay, dash is called the multiplicative identity. We already know it from the rational numbers that 1 is being called as the multiplicative identity. Why? Because if we multiply it 1 with any number, then the answer is that number itself. So this is the multiplicative identity. Okay, and here the answer, now just the answer will be 0, because these 3 will have a value, but multiplying it with 0 will give us the value as 0. Okay. Can you tell me which number should be added to minus 5 to get 0? So this is quite easy one. You have to just, you can, though you have all grown up to do these kind of sums with the help of number line, we can easily tell that from minus 5 plus 5 or only 5 plus 5 plus 5 or only 5 will give us the value of 0 in this question. To find the additive inverse of a number, just change the sign, keeping the value same. This one is good point. Try to remember it. Okay. Next one. And 0 is called the additive identity. Okay. Last slide we have discussed about the inverse function. Now this is the additive identity. Okay, multiplicative inverse. What should we multiply with 2 to get 1? Generally we know that we just multiply reciprocals of that number to that number itself to get 1. Okay, any number will, if get multiplied with the reciprocal of that number, the answer will be minus 1. Just like minus 5, and if we multiply minus 5 with 1 by minus 5, the answer will be 1. Okay. So these were quite easy one. So this one is another video, I am not playing it here. Okay. Any number into 1 is equals to that number. This is an easy rule and you already know that. Okay. And be that any kind of number, like as much big as you can think, if get multiplied with 1, the answer will be that number itself. Okay. Okay, this one is another video. Okay. If any integer is get multiplied with 0, the number will be 0. Okay, just like this. And this rule also, you guys also know that rule. Okay. Okay, these are the notes which you can write down in your copies, that on a number line when add a positive integers we move to the right. Just like if I draw a number line here and take 0 as the middle point, so here all the numbers will be positive and here all the numbers will be negative. And you always try to view or write like taking this one as the right hand side and this one is the left hand side. Okay. So in the right side, if we move right side, then there will be all positive numbers, and if we move the negative side or the left side, then these all will be negative integers. Subtract the positive integers, we move to the left, and subtract the negative integers, we move to the right. Okay. This one I am going to explain you better in the next slides. Okay, just add minus 5 and 7 using a number line. Okay, so you have to, if I draw a number line here, 0 is in the middle, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Okay, so we have to go first in this place from 0. Then we also have to go 7 place from here, and because of adding we have to go to the right one. So then we from here we have to go like here and write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Oh no, sorry. Minus 5 and adding 7 means going one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So from or using the number line we can solve the question like this. Tell me the next one. Subtract minus 8 from minus 3 using the number line. Okay. So from minus 3 we have to subtract minus 8. Okay. So if I try to write it like this, minus 3 of minus 8, we can solve it like this. Okay, but if we use the number line, then the answer will be like this. Okay, first we have to go like this point. Okay, then we all again have to go to the right side, because this will be in the right side, and the answer will be subtract of negative integers, we move to the right. We will follow this rule. So like this one is 3 point, and to go to the 8, 3 already done, and this will be 5, so we will stay in the 5. Okay, done it. Next one. Okay, a number line representing integers is given below. -5 and -4 are marked by E and F respectively. Which integers are marked by B, D, H, J, M and O? Okay, so this one is pretty much easy. So this one be like they have just flipped the number line. Okay, so this one be like minus 3 4 5 3 4 sorry minus 1 1 2 3, sorry okay, -4 -5 -6 -7 -8. B will be -8. Okay, and D will be -6. H will be 3 2 -2. J will be 0. M will be 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and O. Oh, this one is O, maybe. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, the answer isn't given, so think it as the O. M and O can be like here, maybe O just got down a little bit. We are thinking it was as a 0, but this is not. So, and the M N O, so if this one is O, then this will be 6. Okay, this one will be 6. Okay, find the next pattern. So this one is pattern, and this is also beneficial for reasoning as well. Okay, so 6 2 -2 -6, and the list will go on. Okay, so from 6 to 2 the answer will be 4. From 2 to -4 the answer is 4. From 6 to -6 the answer is also 4. So from -6, if we go a little bit further in the number line, or 4 steps more in the number line, so then the answer will be -10, and this one will be -14, this one will be -8. So this will be the completion of this pattern. Okay, the next one you can also try to do it by taking pause of this video. So this one will be -5 -10 -15. Okay, complete the magic square. So this one is magic square, which are meant to solve by you. If not, then maybe the answer will be maybe this one is right. Okay, we are just These sums can be done it like this, that we are adding 2 and 7 and it gives us 9, 5 and 1 is giving us 6, 8, 3 and 9 and 1 is giving us 10. Okay, maybe this one will be the answer. Okay, you can try it in your home and can tell us in the comments that what will be the completion of this pattern. Okay, the next one. Okay, in a quiz, positive marks are given for correct answer and negative marks are given for incorrect answer. If Jack scored in 5 successive rounds were 25, minus 5, minus 10, 15 and 10, what was his total at the end? This one can easily be done just by adding 25 plus minus 5 plus minus 10 plus 15 plus 10. Okay, so this one be like 25 and 15 will give us 40, 40 plus 1 will give us 50. From 50 we can minus 10 and it will give us 40, and from it we can subtract 5, the answer will be 35. Okay. The next one, in a quiz positive, okay, they have just done it and we have also done it in the previous slide. So let's go to the next. Verify a minus of minus b is equals to a plus b for the following values of a and b. Okay, 30, let's verify it like 34 minus of minus 28. Okay, so 34 plus 28, the answer will be 58 and 4, 62. Okay, you can also verify this by using the number line. Okay, so if I try to do it with the number line, so then we have to go to the further, like 34 is this. Okay, then I have to go again in 28 and then have to again go. So then the answer will be 62. Doing it with the number line is a bit difficult and it also not beneficial or not beneficial for doing for big numbers also. This is just a concept and we try to do it in our child stage, but when we are grown up we can do it with the mentally, okay, or with mental calculation. Okay, verify a minus b. Okay, they have also verified it, and if you want to verify it by using right hand side and left hand side, you can also do it like this. Okay, and this is another golden rule for multiplication, like plus plus gives us plus, minus minus gives us plus, plus minus gives us minus, minus plus gives us minus. These two are the same actually. You have to just remember first three. Okay, and you may have remembered, like we are studying it from class 6 or starting from the algebra. Okay, next topic, properties of integers. That we have discussed a little bit and now we will discuss it like for further. So let's watch a video, and I am not playing too much videos here. We will just play some videos here. Okay. So I have told it before, and we have already watched the videos of properties of integer, which includes closure, associative, commutative and distributive properties, and we have little bit discussed it about also. So let's learn it with in detail. Okay, closure under addition. When we add two integers, the sum we get is also an integer. This is the closure property with respect to addition. But does this property also holds for subtractions as well? So for any two integers a and b, a plus b an integer, example this one. So does this property also hold for negative numbers? Yes, this is also holds for the negative numbers. But closure under subtraction, when we subtract two integers, the difference is also an integer. Yes, so then this is also holds for the subtractions as well. For any integers a and b, a minus b is also an integer. Okay, so this is also hold for subtractions as well. Now we will try to see more like multiplication and more. Okay. So before saying it, let's talk about the commutative property. I am not playing the video again here. Okay, commutative property of addition, when we are adding two integers and even changing the orders of the result remains unchanged. Okay, that commutative property, I am telling you that commute means going from somewhere to some places. Okay, so just these two numbers commute their places, like 4 goes into the 7th place and 7 is in the 4th place, and the answer will be the same. Okay, this shows that addition is commutative for integers as well. Okay, is this applicable in case of subtractions also? Let us check. We have two integers 5 and 4, type the integers. Yes, this will also hold for subtractions as well. Okay, so the commutative property is also holds for subtraction. Okay, but no, cause closure property holds for addition and subtractions as well, but commutative doesn't. If we are adding 5, subtracting 5 and 4 and again subtracting 4 and 5, the answer is 1 and minus 1. So these are not the same. So that's why we can say that commutative property that does not hold. Okay, but if it was a closure property, then it is hold because 1 and minus 1 both are integers. So for that case, that is holding, but in this case, this is not holding. Okay, properties of integers part 3. I am not play this video again here. Once in the class, the teacher gave us sum to solve. The question was to find the sum of 54 minus 37 and 62. 3 students added in 3 different ways by changing orders of the numbers. Okay, the first student like this number can be written like this. And first one wrote it like this, the second student wrote it like this, and third student wrote it like this. Okay, in both 3 cases, the answer will be the same. Okay, so this is a live proof that commutative property holds for addition. Okay, the next one, for any integers a, b, c, a plus b plus c, b plus a plus c equals to c plus a plus b. So addition is an associative for integers. Okay, so this one is associative property. Okay, and in associativity, that we know that it doesn't matter for changing the orders, and this is holds for everything. Okay, now we will learn about the identity property. If 0 is added to an integer, we get the same integer. For any integer a plus 0 equals to a, and 0 plus a equals to also a. For example, 5 plus 0 is equals to 5. So 0 is an additive identity for integers. So we can easily fill in the blanks here. Okay, so the answer will be all like this. Next one, any doubt, if you have any, then you can tell in the comments or tell in the classes as well. Okay, now we will going to learn about the distributive property or the bracket property for any integers a, b and c. This one sometimes students make mistakes. If I write any number here and tell you to do this or tell you to do this, so this small space before the brackets will replicate the multiplication. Okay, the bracket means multiplication in itself automatically. So for any integers a, b and c, a multiplied in brackets b plus c is equals to ab plus ac. Okay, this will hold for like this. All these properties of multiplication like associativity, distributive property makes the multiplication simple and easier. Okay, for example, multiply 5, 39 and 2. So let's do this here. So they have told us you don't have to see the rest of the answer, just try to do it with me here. We have to multiply 5, 39 and 2. So what we can do, we can just multiply 5 and 2, it is giving us 10, and then multiply 10 with the 39. So it will give us 390. So this one is quite easier one. Okay, if you try to do it like multiply 39 with 5, then you used to remember the tables, 5 9s are 45, 5 4 in hands, 5 3s are 15 and 4 19. Then you have to do it like again multiply it with 2. So then comes the answer. So this one was a little bit hectic. So using the distributive property, we can solve the sums easily here. Okay. Using suitable property, simplify. So this one is pretty easier, and every student's first seeing this kind of sums, just go in the laborious way. Don't go it in the laborious way. Just try to think about the properties and try to solve this. Yes, 1002 can be written like this, and now we have 387. Just using the distributive property, we can distribute 387 with all these two, and we have multiplication in the middle, and also bracket also act as a multiplication sign, and we can write it like this. Okay, then we have to do a little bit extra, just like we have to just multiply 387 with 2, and the answer will be 14's 4, 1 in hand, 8 2's are 16 and 17 7, 1 in hand, 3 2's are 6 and 7. Now just 387 and add these three numbers. Yes, our problem is done. Okay, the quite simple way to solve this kind of solutions. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, we have done it right. Find the product conveniently. Okay, this one is pretty much simple like the previous one. Okay, just multiply these two numbers. Minus 20 into minus 5 and minus 2 giving us plus 10. We can write it like this, and 7 minus these two numbers will give us minus 200 into 7. 7 into 2 will give us 14, then 2 double zeros, and it will be minus. Okay, so this one is pretty much easy. We don't have to multiply 20 with 2. So it will become 40, 40 with 5, it will become 200, 200 with 7. We can just do it like in 3 steps. Okay. The next one. Okay. Okay, they have also done it like this. The profit of selling 1 dozen of banana is rupees 4 per banana, and the profit of selling 1 dozen of apple is rupees 3 per apple. Okay, find the total profit using suitable property. So let's see this. Okay, the profit on each banana is rupees 4. So 1 dozen banana will be 12 is a 48, and similarly the profit on each apple will be 3 into 12. 3 12s are 36. So if we add like these two and take 12 as the common like they have did, we can just simply multiply it and add it to get the answer. Okay, so this is the application of distributive property here. Okay, the next one. Next topic is division. The next topic is division of integers. So here also has a video, so you guys let's watch the video. Okay. একটু বাকি আছে 15 মিনিট एक घंटा 15 मिनट एक दिखा देती है Okay, so the video is over. Now we are going to discuss it about division of integers. When we divide a positive integer by negative integer, we first divide them as whole numbers, then put a minus sign before the quotient. When we divide negative integer by a negative integer, we first divide them as whole numbers and then put a minus sign before the quotient. This will be plus. Okay, this will be plus. This will be plus sign. Note 0 can be divided by any number, but any number cannot be divided by 0. We already know that. It gives us the value. If I try to divide 5 with 0, the answer will get infinity. We write it like infinity, but the actual answer will be not defined. Okay, it's not possible to divide any number with a 0. We already knew it. Okay, so we try to solve these sums like dividing 54 with 9 or minus 9. It will be like dividing 54 with 9 itself, because these two will be the whole numbers. Like the answer will be 6, and we know already it has a minus. Okay, so we will just put the minus before the number or the answer. Okay, so it will be minus 6 will be the answer. It has minus in here and it doesn't have anything, so we can think it as plus. Okay, so and plus minus even in division will gives us the value of minus. Okay, the next one will be 1, the third one will be 0, because it's possible for any number to divide 0, but the answer will be 0. The next one will be 1, and for doing this kind of sums like dividing 400 with 25, the minus and minus will get cancelled and 16 will be the answer. Okay, so here the answer will be 16. Next one, division. The opposite of division is multiplication. So the multiplication statement is like multiplying 3 with 5 like 15, and corresponding division statement is, and we already know that, we already know it from the tables that 3 5s are 15, 5 3s are also 15. Okay, so dividing 15 with 3 will give us 5, and dividing 15 with 5 will give us 3. So this is like the opposite of division and multiplication theorem. Okay, go to the next one. Okay, this one will be the same, like minus minus will get cancelled and the answer will be 9. The next one, division and opposite multiplication. Okay, this one, so they just put the modulus. This sign means modulus, and the modulus omits all the negative sign and keeps only the numerical value. So you can also do it like this, but I would suggest you to do it like this. Okay, just cancel the negative signs and then try to solve this. Okay, and all the next questions are also like this. You can see this, see that. Okay, now we will corresponding negative question. This is also like the previous ones. Now that now we will try to do some solve some problems with the help of the number line. The temperature at 12 noon was 10 degrees centigrade above 0. If it decreases the rate of 2 degrees centigrade per hour until midnight, at what time would the temperature be 8 degrees centigrade below 0? Okay, so the temperature will be minus 8 degree. So every 2 hours it is decreasing from like this. Okay, it starts from 10 to 8. The below number line represent the temperature decrease from 10 degrees centigrade to minus 8 degrees centigrade. So from 12 noon and the 18 degree, and the total decrease will be minus 18 degree. So it will take 18 hours, because every Sorry, it will take 18 hours because per hour it is decreasing minus 2 degree temperature. Okay, so the answer will be 9 hours. If currently if 12 noon, so the answer will be 9 p.m. night. Okay, yes, so that 9 p.m. the temperature would be 8 degree below. Okay, we can easily solve this like drawing a number line here. This one is another verification kind of sum, like verify a divided by b plus c is not equals to a divided by b plus a divided by c. Okay, yes, if we try to solve this sum with the right hand, like the right hand and left hand method, so then if we 12 divided by minus 4 plus c, so 12 divided by minus 2 and the answer will be minus 6. And if we do this again here, 12 divided by minus 4, then and again add it 12 divided by 2, so then the answer will be minus 3 plus 6, 3. So is minus 6 and 3 equal? No, so they won't be. Okay, and the next we have like similar kind of sums, and this will be your homework like for this. Okay, and there are also box, so you can do all of kind of this in your homework, and we have also answers in here, and this will be your homework, and the chapter is pretty much completed. Now we have only the some solutions which we have done before that. And if you have any kind of doubt, then you can ask me or write down in the comment section or ask me in the classes. Okay, so I am completing this chapter here. Thank you everyone.